So, hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with the Hand. Yeah, because it would be very difficult to cook with your food.
Be strong.
Well, and we are here for some awesome recipe, very traditional as well, and you are simply going to love it. We're going to make waffles. And for that, we are going to need a couple of ingredients. They are also very easy to find. Let's start with all-purpose flour, regular sugar. We are going to need butter or margarine in case you don't have butter, milk, eggs. No, we don't need all those eggs. We're just going to need 3 of them. Baking powder and cornstarch. Do you know what cornstarch is? Yeah, here in Brazil, it's quite famous for this yellow box we've got. And we're going to need just a very, very little amount of that. So stay tuned. You're going to understand why we are going to need this guy. Apart from that, we are also going to use our vanilla essence, right? Or vanilla extract. Of course, vanilla extract is way much better, but of course, it's kind of expensive as well. And for making our recipe, we're going to need a bowl. It doesn't need to be really big. Our measuring cup. We are using an extra cup here for melting the butter. And a tablespoon. That's all you're going to need for this amazing thing. And you're going to have a delicious breakfast that is going to be made by yourself. You're going to love it. Let's go. So first of all, we're going to add in the bowl our dry ingredients. Let's start with our all-purpose flour. So we're going to use 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Then you're going to add 2 full tablespoons of sugar. 1 and 2. Here comes our pinch of salt, just for us to accent the flavor. Now it's time for us to add our cornstarch. Tiago, but why? Why are you using cornstarch? Big secret. Stay tuned until the end and you're going to learn why we use this guy over here, okay? We're just going to add 2 spoons of that. That's great because I guess that's all I have left in my pack here. 1 and 2. I'm going to put a little bit more, as I told you. Yeah, it's my recipe. It's not yours. Do whatever you want on yours, okay? But don't blame me later. Okay, so we have added everything in here. Wait, Thiago. You told that you would add all the dry ingredients, which also would count the baking powder. Yeah, guys, but I'm going to tell you a secret. We're going to put baking powder for last, okay? It's going to be the last thing we're adding. So let's put this guy here on the side. Wait for me, babe. Stay there. So once you have everything mixed over here, we are going to reserve and we're going to start adding our liquidy ingredients. That means that we're going to start with our butter or margarine. We have to melt it. We're going to add 4 tablespoons of margarine. They don't need to be that full. So we're going to melt this little babe here. See you later. Hi, I'm back. And look, yes, our margarine is already melted. So now, what are we going to do? We're going to add 3 eggs. My wife tells me it's always good for you to actually crack your egg into a separate recipient for you to have a look at it. So that's always a great idea. You are now going to beat the eggs. No, you don't need to be here for forever. Okay? It's just for you to have it lightly incorporated. Just like that. That's good already. I like to add my margarine mixture over here and give it a second mix. just so things get well incorporated, you see. Ta-da! Nice. So we are going to add our egg and margarine mixture here. And finally, we're going to add our milk. A whole cup. There you are. And then a quarter of it. So, let me see here. Yeah, there you go. Oh, of course, yes, you're not going to be able to see, but yeah, believe in me, okay?
Duh!
There you go. I normally like to beat it with a fork because it helps me incorporate better. Don't forget to add your vanilla extract or vanilla essence, whichever you feel like. I'm going to put 1.5 just because I want it, you know, with strong flavor there. And there you go. Let's beat everything here with a fork. Remember to beat it well so you remove all the lumps. And this is a batter. What is the difference between a batter and a dough? Remember our pizza? A dough is something that you can actually use your hands in order to beat, to knead. But when it comes to a batter, it's better for you to use a blender if you want. Honestly, I have never tried using a blender for this guy over here, for waffles. But I don't see any problem in it. So you see, things are getting well incorporated around here. I'm going to reserve this guy here as well, but just for me to do something really nice, okay? Right now is the moment that you're going to need your handy waffle iron. Ta-da! Yeah, oh, hold on. Ta-da!
Wow!
So let's plug it. It's going to be heating here. Oh, what? Oh, I didn't mention for you that you needed a waffle iron. Don't worry, don't worry. So the same batter that we have in here can be used for making it into the pan. So I'm going to show you as well how you can make your waffles in the pan. I know you're not going to have those little tiny squares that feel nicely with whatever you feel like putting in there, but yet it's going to get delicious. You can spread whatever you feel like on top of it, okay? You see that I have already cleaned up a little bit more here. And while our waffle iron is still heating up, let me tell you why, yes, we use cornstarch. I have tried a couple of different recipes until I came across this one over here. And actually it told me that we should use the cornstarch so we could have that crunch at the end of it. Waffle is something that actually is quite soft, really fluffy, but then there's this crust on top of it, yeah, that's going to have that crunchy aspect, right? And if you don't add, in case you don't have the cornstarch around there, there's no problem at all, because you can actually use it without it. Although I feel the difference, you know, I feel the difference when not using the cornstarch, right? Well, remember I told you we would use our baking powder for last, correct? So now it's the moment. So we're going to add 2 spoons of baking powder. Thiago, why did you leave it for last? Why should we? So guys, once the baking powder starts taking effect, the batter is going to get a little bit more consistent, let's put it that way, right? So in a matter of seconds, this is not going to get as liquid as you can see here, right? It's going to get a little bit more consistent, and you want that to happen while you're still transferring it into the waffle iron. So my waffle iron is already hot. Yeah, that's why I decided to add the baking powder now. I'm going to give it a little final twist here. Little final stir. There we go. And now guys, what do you have to do with your waffle iron, okay? So first thing, you see that steam is coming out. So you are going to spread butter or margarine. So it has to be a good amount because you don't want it to stick. And I'm going to tell you a great secret. So you can have your entire waffle here and not, you know, that guy falling apart. So one side here, the other side there, and a whole mess around your waffle iron. This is the first step. First, you're going to grease it, yes, with butter. So you're going to spread some butter, spread some margarine around it, leave it rest for 1-2 more minutes, and we're going to use a ladle. I don't know how to measure this little guy really well. So what I do, I use my ladle. Yes, a very nice one, a small one actually, right? To fill nicely and evenly, yes, each of the iron sides that we have. I guess it's already good. Let's add, you see that now it's not dripping as it used to, right? Because of the baking powder. So I'm going to put a full ladle in here, and once more, let's put it over there. Thiago, what is the secret for you to have a very nice and even waffle around here? Guys, the secret is don't touch it. Let it be, all right? You have to learn the timing of your waffle iron in case you're working with your iron. Because if the waffle is still cooking and you open it up, you're going to rip it, you're going to tear your waffle, and you're going to have two sides, one that was sticked to the bottom of your waffle iron, the other on the top. It's going to be a huge mess all around. You won't be able to stick those two guys back again. Ouch, by the way, I burned my hands. I know it's going to take a while for us to be making them. If you happen to have a bigger waffle iron, that's great, that's going to be fantastic. In case you don't worry, it's worth every minute that you're here. And apart from that, what you can also do is to cook it just until it's lightly brown, you know, so not that much, okay? And you can put them in the refrigerator. This recipe here normally fills my a whole ice cream pot. So that's a very nice surprise that you can set for yourself. Instead of finding beans again into one of the ice cream pots of your freezer, you're going to find delicious waffles waiting for you. And all you gotta do is to warm them up in the morning. And I'll tell you what, they get even better once they are defrosted. They get that extra crunch. You are going to find it amazing. Ta-da! This feels really, really good. And look at this fluffiness that I told you about. You see? It's really, really good. So hold on. Let's keep on rolling with this, guys. I'm also going to show you how to bake this in the pan, okay? Something that you're going to notice is that actually waffles, they are delicious, but the secret of these guys is actually what you put on top of them. You can put from maple syrup in case you have it. Please send it to me. My maple syrup is over. Oh my goodness, I miss it so much. But you can also add and make it a little bit more Brazilian. You can put condensed milk. You can also add some fruits on top. Here in my house, we normally make some preserves. So for example, right now I have pineapple preserves. I'm going to put them here so you can see. And they're going to get amazing. it's time for us to come to the frying pan. Yep. So you get your best frying pan over there. If you know that your frying pan is kind of sticky, so I would recommend for you to grease it lightly as well, alright? Remember that you're going to leave it into medium to low because you want the batter to cook slowly, alright? I'm not going to leave the frying pan heating, for long. I want to start it right now. We're going to use a lid because, again, we want the batter to cook completely. And Thiago, what is the difference, by the way, between a waffle and a pancake? Well, I would say that first of all, yes, waffles, they are a little bit softer, and because of that, they are a little bit thicker as well. And we're going to need a handy spatula. Woohoo! So, I left it here for around 2-3 minutes. And you see, you can already turn it. Woohoo! Very. And that's it, guys. All you gotta do now is add your favorite topping. It can be pineapple preserves, it can be strawberry, it can be Angemina's maple syrup, Hungry Jack, but don't forget condensed milk. You're certainly not going to regret it. You are going to regret though if you don't subscribe, if you forget to click on the notifications button so you can learn more recipes like this one and also different ways to learn your English better. I'll see you the next time. Bye!